light of the county health officer's order on face coverings in public indoor settings, we are going to hear a little bit more about mask availability, access, and production on Lopez from Marty Clark, who is speaking on behalf of the Lopez Covid Health Support Group. Thanks for being here, Marty. And take it away. I will pull up your presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Malia. I just wanted to say how grateful we are that you're providing this service at a time when the communications are a little bit more difficult on Lopez with the loss of the weekly. So it's greatly appreciated. So yes, if you could bring up my first picture, that would be great.
Just a sec, too many windows open.
We'll get to it, yes. And I did want to say, if people want to check the new regulations about mask wearing that will come with phase 2, it's the county regulations. You should go to the county health website, as Kyle said, and just people will be required to wear masks in public businesses with phase 2. That does not apply to the workers in the businesses. They fall under the governor's orders, which are different than the public's. So we need to prepare for wearing masks more often. And, you know, I think this picture helps capture why masks are important to wear, and also why standing 6 feet apart is helpful in preventing getting infected with COVID-19. You can see the aerosolized particles that extend the furthest, and then the droplets that are closer and are falling to the ground. If this individual was infected with COVID-19, all that stuff he's projecting out would be loaded with virus. You know, unfortunately, you don't have to sneeze like this to expel the virus. You know, coughing, singing, breathing can all also do it. Another problem is that infected people might not know they're sick. Recent findings show that people can be infectious 3 to 4 days before they show symptoms. And of course, there are those people who will never show symptoms but are still infectious. Okay, Millie, if you could take off the picture, I'm going to show some masks. Am I?
You're on.
Okay, great. So I'm going to start with a medical N95 mask. And this is one that protects both the wearer and the people around them. It needs to be properly fitted or it won't do that. And fitting is something you have to practice. If you put it on and you can feel air escaping around the sides, it's not properly fitted. So you can't just slap it on and think it's going to protect you. They are still in short supply, and so need to be reserved for medical personnel. Our clinic staff and EMTs and paramedics need to get close to patients who might be infected with COVID-19. So they're risking that infection of a potentially deadly disease to take care of us. And we take care of them by making sure that they get the proper gear that they need, including the N95s. If you have some and would like to donate them, you can call the fire department. At this point, the University of Washington Medical is able to keep our clinic staff supplied with them. Okay, this is an N95 industrial mask. And the difference between it and the medical mask is that it has a valve. So it's designed to protect people in an industrial setting from things like sawdust or other byproducts of, you know, some kind of industrial process. It will protect the wearer, and it's easier to exhale because of the valve. So you can wear it for a longer period of time. It does not protect people around you because the valve allows you to exhale the virus. And for that reason, some cities don't allow people to wear this industrial mask in place of a cloth mask. Okay, this is a cloth mask sewn by some of our local people who've made over 1,000. They're led by Ann Dawson and the Enchanted Quilters. These masks will protect the wearer some, but their main purpose is to contain the droplets and the aerosolized particles that you saw in that picture. So we protect the people around us. You can reuse them, of course. You can wash them in the laundry. And Malia, if you could bring up the next slide. This is where you can get these masks. They will be available from 11 to 12:30 at the following locations. And you can also check Lopez Rocks for additional information about where to find them. If you are willing to help sew or distribute the masks, please call Diane at 468-2483. Thanks, Malia. You can take that down. Okay, the next one I'm going to show, and if you could bring it back to me right now, that'd be great. So the next one I'm going to show is what we call the grab and go mask. And this is a mask that is made out of shop towels, staples, and rubber bands. So it was designed by the inventor of the N95 mask for the COVID crisis. And Tom Greason is the person who is heading this group, making and distributing it. But it just goes on, has loops out of rubber bands, and it does a great job. If you could show the next slide, Malia, that would be great. The masks are placed in containers that Chom came up with. They're very clever. They're made out of campaign signs, so they're waterproof. And the dispenser is, and you can keep going through the different businesses, Malia. So they're posted at different areas around Lopez. There's ones being added all the time. And these masks can use, so when you come to a business, if you forgot your cloth mask or don't have one, you can grab one of these to go inside. They are reusable. You can gently wash them, and don't just throw them away. They're not just disposable ones. So Malia, if you can go to the list. Okay, the grab and go group needs help. And there's a list there. If you see something that interests you, please give Chom a call at 468-3189 to volunteer to help out. Okay. That's, you can bring that down now. I wanted to talk briefly about our impulse to confront or even shame someone who is not wearing a mask in a public place as they really should. It doesn't help to confront them. I think you're unlikely to change their mind, and it just increases that divide between us when we really need to show our kinder selves. What you can do if you're around someone who is not wearing a mask is stay 6 feet away. If you have to pass them, go by quickly if you're in an aisle or something, and then move on. Finally, I just wanted to say that wearing a mask is just a part of what we need to do to protect ourselves. You still need to wash your hands frequently or disinfect them if you're out in public. I think that first picture helps demonstrate why we want to stay 6 feet away, because those particles go a long distance. So yeah, wash your hands, wear a mask, and stay apart. That'll help us get through this. I'll take any questions now if anyone has any.
Great, thanks.